Great risings, YouTube. Great risings. How y'all doing? I hope you had a good weekend. Great risings, Facebook. We're going to get a little started right now. Just let me finish fighting with the cameras. Like I said, I am early. And, I also got some issues, y'all. Ooh. I got issues this morning. Yeah. Ooh. Let me see. Come on, camera. Come on now. Come on now. Ain't nothing moving for me. Ain't nothing doing nothing for me. I tell you. What a time in this old place. What a time in this old house, y'all. What a time. Alright, let's get this party started. Yep, it's 7. Well. Whew, where do I start? Y'all, I have had an ear infection for a while. When I lived in Mount Vernon, I got an ear infection, tooth infection, and usually it's the tooth that does the ear. I would just go, because in Mount Vernon, we had fishmongers all over the place. I just go get my dozen of crabs, cook it up, drink the juice, eat all the crabs, my infection's gone. I moved to Greenwich, got an infection, went down to Mount Vernon where you can find crabs all over the place. I have been looking for crabs for about a month now. I've been going to get those frozen crab things from the store, but that is something totally different. I need the shells, I need the whole thing. And I haven't been able to find it. So finally, my ear is such, it's giving me, what do you call it, vertigo. Never had vertigo in my life. Never. It's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing. I've never had it before. I've heard women, to be perfectly honest, hey Canada, to be perfectly honest with you guys, I thought vertigo was a white people's disease. I didn't think we got vertigo. I've never had it. I've never had friends that had it. But I have had white co-workers who have had vertigo. And when me and Johanna, the key thing that I got Johanna to do, Johanna is from Austria. She was my partner for LA Fitness. And how I talked her into going to LA Fitness with me was because we were walking the dogs. That's how I met Johanna, by dog walking. And so I'm talking to her, and I'm telling her, oh, we go to LA Fitness, it's really great. And she says, oh, I have vertigo. So I don't know where it came from, just popped in my mind. I had vertigo until this day, this morning. Well, yesterday it started. So I was like, maybe work it out. I don't know nothing about vertigo. So maybe if you join the gym and work out. I do know a little something from it because I've worked in doctor's offices and different things like that. And I know it has something to do with the ear. So she went back and she spoke to her doctor about her joining the gym. And the doctor said that would be great. It would be wonderful. And that's how I got Johanna to start going with me to LA Fitness. But I've never had it. Like I said, my natural antibiotics is crabs. So any kind of way I'm feeling, but for the past month, I have not. I've gone to this place over here in Bridgeport, but everybody must be going to do a crab thing because when I got there, it was either gone or the crabs were dead. And I just haven't been able to find anything. So the ear infection just got to the point now that it's giving me vertigo. And I know because, and it's funny, it's on the right side. So everything I did, like this morning, I did my stretch outs, no problem. But anytime when I went to do my crunches and I laid on this left side, whoo, that world started spinning like I've never. Even, I mean, I've had, what, 3 hangovers in my life? It was the worst of the 3, where everything is just moving around you. And you put your head between your legs, but that nauseous feeling afterwards is really something. Well, let me tell you why I'm so proud, y'all. I'm walking. I wanted to get to the point that I could walk regardless to what was going on in my life and what was going on with me. I'm walking. And we're at 5 minutes already. And that's the beautiful part of it. I know what it is. And here's the thing. Oh, God. So I'm going to go to urgent care. Oh, y'all have no idea. You have no idea. Oh. So I can sit there and have them tell me that I do not know what's going on with me. I have no idea what's going on with me. There's I can't even tell you. I just couldn't find those crabs. I looked. And then after I get this antibiotics to take care of this vertigo, I'm going to that dentist. And I'm saying, since I got the antibiotics in me, pull that tooth out. I don't give a damn. Pull it out. Pull it out. It's the cause of my infection on that side. So I'm going to go to urgent care. And as soon as they give me the prescriptions, I'm calling the dentist. And I'm setting up an appointment. And I'm like, you are taking this thing out. So that's how we're going to do that. But I'm so proud because I'm walking. That's what it takes. 5 months, 5th month walking where regardless to what's going on here, the whole world is spinning. It's spinning as I'm, not so much as I'm walking, but mainly when I lay down. But this is the point I wanted to get through to in my exercise. That regardless of what is going on, I will give myself this half-hour workout. Then go to the doctor. Do my half-hour workout. Then go to the dentist. But I tell y'all, I do not look forward to going to the doctor. The first thing they see when you walk in is stupid old black woman don't know nothing. Oh my God. Oh my God. And like snake oil salesmen, they try to sell me everything. Try to send me to every one of their cousins that's doctors, uncles that's doctors. I am nothing to them but a means to an end to get their money. That's what they went to school for. You gotta remember, doctors are salespeople too. It's a business. They're businesses. So, well, I do not look forward to this. I do not look forward to this. Well, it could be this, and I think it's this, and I know the first thing going to start is, ooh, did you take a COVID shot? If I was in Mount Vernon, I'd have been had my crabs. Been had my crabs. And I'd have ate them until the infection was totally gone from my body, and I would know it. Then I would run over there and get this tooth taken out. And I wanted to go to the dentist and get this tooth taken out, but I couldn't find the crabs again because I wanted to eat the crabs and then go to the dentist to do my own antibiotics. Couldn't find them. If I was in South Carolina, I would have no problem. Well, I was in Baltimore. Let me tell you what my cousin, I called her Aunt Alice Lee, but she was my mother's first cousin. I love that lady. She was the salt of the earth. I mean, just a, whew. I love it. And all my cousins, yes, she did foster care, but they were cousins to me. I always look at them as cousins. I just realize now that they, good morning, thanks for the love, thanks for the energy. I always thought of them as cousins, but they didn't think of me as being a cousin to them. So after she died, I held on to my cousins because we have childhood memories from going there and hanging out. And I remember when they were in school, and I would go there for the summer with my aunt, which was my Aunt Alice's first cousin. And we had the best times ever. Oh, thanks for the love. Oh, I needed today, y'all. So, but I always look at them as cousins. And then she died, and then it was like I wasn't a cousin no more. You know? I would go down there like, oh, I'm still a cousin. And they were like, no, we're foster kids and you ain't our cousins. And I was like, oh, okay. All right, okay. Thanks for the love. So, that's what, and she would put out a spread. She would get a barrel. Thanks for coming through. She would get a barrel. My Aunt Alice Lee would get a barrel of cooked crabs. She had a wraparound porch. She would pull out this table and take them crabs and dump it on that table, and we would eat. When I got older, we could drink beer, but as kids, we would just eat those crabs. And she knew every time, Lucy, that my aunt, and she called her New York cousins, coming down to Baltimore. She would put that out there, and I would eat it. And if I was in Baltimore, I'd find crabs. I'd have no problem. But I looked for over a month, and in the process, my infection is getting worse, so I gotta go see that white doctor and say, oh, black or raisin. I can look at you and tell we can get at least $50 worth of health insurance out of you. If you let us cut you up and spit you out. So trust me, I am not looking forward. No way am I looking forward to this. I just wish I'd go there and say, listen, look at my ear. I have an ear infection. You see this tooth? The tooth. Just give me antibiotics, knock out the vertigo, so I can go over to the doctor now, so I can get this taken around, taken care of. I'm not playing. But, no, every time I go see the doctors, they say, well, you're a black woman, you got a whole bunch of issues anyway. When you're taught that there's something wrong with being black, like there's something wrong with you, when you go to the doctor, they find everything wrong. I want to say, man, just give me my prescription for antibiotics and let me get out of here. And next week I'll be at that dentist's office telling her to pull it out. I don't get, no. When I come back, hey, thanks. When I come back from this urgent care and get my antibiotics, I am calling the dentist. And I am saying to her, you are taking this tooth out now. This tooth is coming out now. I don't care. It's out. Okay, because I can't find a dozen crabs. Never had no problem before. It was in Mount Vernon, fishmongers all over the place. Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, fishmongers all over the place. Bridgeport, Connecticut, one place. For the crabs, the hard-shell crabs. Portchester, oh my God. I could have gotten those crabs 10 times over. Nope. So, I gotta go to the doctor and be totally, it's just not going to the doctor. You just don't, to me it's not going, it's called total humiliation. I'm going to be totally humiliated. Who's your primary care physician? My primary care person is me. No, you don't know anything about yourself. Who is the primary care physician that tells you how you're supposed to feel and what you're supposed to do? I don't have that. That's why I'm still alive at 63. I don't have that. I'm in sync with my body. I'm one with my body. I love myself. I had to tell my doctor what I called for prescription to be renewed. I had to. Well, the first part of this walk is brought to you by I Like to Say Yes. Keep the word yes in your child's vocabulary by reading I Like to Say Yes to your child. I Like to Say Yes can be bought at Barnes & Nobles, Archway, and Amazon. You guys hear the fan? Let's take our break. Let me get some water. Whew. I'm going to keep the water over here. We ain't going to do fast when I come back. After drinking water, we're not doing fast. I'm just going to do the regular walkthrough. Let's see. Let's get back on the pony. Like I said, I'm not going to do fast walk, just regular walk. And when those antibiotics get hold of me, I'll tell you, you guys can fast walk now. Those antibiotics. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. So I had to call for my prescription. My God. She says, well, you haven't been in here since last year. And I said to her, yeah, I know. There's a pandemic. She says, yes, but you weren't here. I said, I only come twice a year. And we were trying to get that to once a year. I said, listen, let me tell you something. I don't need Dr. Timmons. I don't need Dr. Timmons to save my life or take care of me. I take care of me. I know my appointments. I know my medication. Right now, you need to send another script to CVS for my eye drops. And that's all I'm pulling for. I know my appointments. I had to tell CVS the same thing. Don't call me and remind me about no prescription. I love me. I love me. I know the medicine. I know what I'm supposed to do. That's why I walk every morning. And as you see, I am dieting and exercising. When I realized what that quarantine was doing to me, and I wouldn't be able to get back to the gym, which was a staple for me for well over 15 years, I love me. And I take it, so I don't let CVS call me to tell me, oh, well, we removed your medication because you're so dumb, you don't even know. I know when my medication is due. I know when they take my medication. I hate to, are you really taking your medication? At 35, something said, myself said to myself at 35, 34, if you live to be in your 60s, we got to set these things in place for you to make it there. And one of those things was I knew I would, for some reason, it's America, I've just seen it. I knew I'd be taking some kind of blood pressure, some kind of something. So I started taking vitamins. I take vitamins twice a day. I have been doing this for well over 30 years. So when finally at 58, when they said, well, you got to take this, I remember when they told me I had to take the high blood pressure medication, I had asked the doctor if heroin works the same way as the blood pressure pills works. And I remember the doctor looked at me like, what do you mean? I said, does heroin keep your blood pressure down? He says, no. So I said, Shane, if it kept the blood pressure down, then I wouldn't want your prescription. I would just take the heroin. Because I've seen as a young person how people got on this blood pressure medication, and then the blood pressure medication would run out. They couldn't get any more. And you would literally see them stroking. Literally stroking. Because that's why I stayed away from it for so long. Because they couldn't get the medication. And I remember I had a neighbor in Mount Vernon, and she was crying. She did have a stroke. She said, they won't give me the medicine. I don't have any money. I can't take the medicine. They said I have to take the high blood pressure medication every day. And I had some change, but it wasn't enough to get her medication. And she was crying. And by the next day, she had stroked out. She was in the hospital. And it's all because she couldn't get the blood pressure medication that they had put her on and told her if she didn't take it, she would have a stroke. Then, because she didn't have the health insurance, I don't know, I think her husband switched jobs or something like that. They didn't have the health insurance anymore. And it was like, fuck you. No money, no high blood pressure pills. And I watched her stroke. I watched people on my job stroked out. I watched neighbors, family members from not being able to. That's why I asked the doctor if heroin would do the same thing. But I'm going to tell you something. Heroin could always be gotten. As a child, I had seen junkies all over the place. Even now, heroin is still up there, even with the meth and the crack and the Oxycontin and the blah, 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 blah. Heroin is still up there. You can always get it. So that's why I wanted to know if heroin works the same way as blood pressure medication. Because if that's the case, keep your blood pressure medication. I'm going for the heroin because you could always get that. But you can't always get high blood pressure medication. And you know, if you don't take the high blood pressure medication, you have a stroke. And they don't care. No insurance, no medicine. So that's how hard I fought not to be on that. But they said because of the water, because that, basically they said, basically because of black people stuff, I don't know. They looked at me and they said, well, you have high blood pressure because it's a black people thing. They basically said African Americans and Mediterraneans. We're predisposed. I was like, okay. So then I spoke to some old person, and she says, this is what you do. When you first start taking it, you only take half the dosage, and you save for a whole month. You only take half, and you save half. And that way, you save a 30-day supply in the beginning. So, that's what I did in the beginning. Saved enough. And then I started exchanging it. And now, I have enough to wean myself off of the medication. That's all I keep it for. Just enough to wean myself off the medication once I can't get any more for whatever reason. But yeah, girl, I remember that, what they used to call him, Joe from Venezuela. Joe from Venezuela. He also did the thing where he was giving out the oil to us Americans. Well, he was also giving us medication, high blood pressure medication. Because I know a few people who were in Mount Vernon who was getting their high blood pressure medication like that. Because basically, and even the state, if you didn't have state, you didn't. Say if you work on a job and your insurance ran out, you're taking high blood pressure medication, you still have to go to the process and stay 45 days. Your ass will be stroked out and they don't care. So, yep, so I'm gonna bite the bullet. Go be the old black raisin that don't know nothing about herself, that don't know nothing about nothing. Because that's how they treat you when you go in there. You see how clearly I speak? When I go in doctor's offices, they always never understand what I'm saying. It has not failed me yet. I tell you, Rohan, not failed me yet. They do not understand anything that I'm saying. So now I have to go and do this humiliation while he looks at me and, you know, what are you talking about? No, you don't know what you mean. I want you to go and see my cousin who is a radiologist so he can get some of that state money, and then see my thing who is another specialist, and then you can get money, and we're going to see how much money we can get out of you, old black raisin, before you die. Whew. I just want to go in there. Get those antibiotics. Come back, call that dentist. Tell him snatch this tooth and any other tooth that's in there. Because that ear infection, this is where the tooth is, and this is the ear. Ergo, ears, nose, and throat used to be together. But they realize in the medical world that that one doctor who does ears, nose, and throat is taking all the money from the doctors. So then they made it ear doctor, nose doctor, throat doctor. So the ear doctor makes money. The throat doctor makes money. Isn't that something? I'm not doing the weights today, y'all. I'm just walking so we can go. Because that one thing about that vertigo, it makes your stomach so nauseous. Oh my goodness. So nauseous. Unbelievable. Yep. So nauseous. So this is what I'm preparing myself for. Sorry to bum y'all out, but I'll be fine tomorrow. I'll just have to go play little black raisin today. And shuffle and kick my feet and have a look at me, and as clearly as I speak, hear them say, what? What? What are you saying? Or I have them just look at me and I say, oh, you know, I have an ear infection. And I say, I know you don't, stupid. You don't know. You have a so-and-so, so we're going to send you for an MRI and a CTP and a QRS and a TUV. And just so everybody can get their part of the money, because I went in there. I just didn't get this tooth taken out. Because it was that whole antibiotic thing in my heart. And they said, no, we're not going to give you antibiotics. And I said, you're not taking the tooth out because of the infection and release, and then I'll die. And then the tooth stayed in there long enough, and then they gave me an earache. And now I got to go to the doctor and be totally humiliated. Palmed off on everything, referred to everybody. They said, oh, black woman, my whole family and everybody I know is going to make money off you. until you ain't nothing but a knuckle in the bed. So, I hope to see y'all tomorrow. I don't know. And then because of this virus, they is missing money and with the shots and stuff, and I just didn't want to get tangled up in this. But I couldn't find any crabs. Even now, if I could get 12 crabs, ball them up, eat them and drink it, it would knock this infection out of me like you would not believe, but I cannot find it. So now I'm going to be an old black raisin that has no idea what's going on with her body, but a person who ain't never met me or saw me before in their whole life know more about me than I know about myself. So I have to go there and sit there and say, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, I hate entering that world. I don't like going into that world. Hey! I got a little bit of it in me. I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh, yeah, just for me. I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. So happy to be walking. Happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh, yeah, just for me. I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. Happy to be walking. Happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the company. Yeah, I did it. That's what this is all about. To have it ingrained in me to walk every morning for a half hour, regardless of what's going on in my world, what's going on with me. As long as these feet can move, I'm going to be here walking with y'all in the morning. Thanks, YouTube. See you tomorrow.